What if the whole town pointed fingers at Lou? But the real liar was standing right beside them the entire time? The morning started like any other at Heartland, quiet and peaceful. With the sun rising over the fields and the horses moving slowly in their stalls, but that calm feeling did not last long. Before noon, whispers began to spread across the ranch. A business deal that Lou had been working on for weeks had suddenly collapsed. The investor pulled out. The funding was gone. And now, Heartland was in trouble again. Bills were already tight, and this deal was supposed to give the family breathing room. Instead, it left them standing on shaky ground. Lou stood in the middle of the barn, holding her phone tightly, trying to understand what had happened. She kept saying the same words. This doesn't make sense. She had double-checked every detail. She had confirmed every number. She had spoken to the investor just the night before, and everything seemed fine. But now the message was clear. The deal was off. And the reason given was simple: miscommunication and lack of transparency. That word hit her the hardest. Transparency. It meant someone believed she had hidden something. It meant someone thought she was not honest. Amy walked in, her face full of worry. She asked Lou what was going on, but her tone was not soft. It was tense. When Lou explained, Amy did not yell. She did not argue. She simply looked disappointed. And somehow, that hurt more. Jack soon joined them, his expression serious and quiet. He asked practical questions. Did Lou sign anything too early? Did she promise something she could not deliver? Did she push too hard? Lou tried to defend herself, but every answer sounded weak, even to her own ears. The facts were twisted. The investor claimed Lou had agreed to new conditions at the last minute. Conditions that increased the ranch's risk. Lou shook her head over and over. She had never agreed to that. She would never put Heartland in danger like that. But there was a problem. The investor said he had emails. Emails that showed Lou accepting those changes. Lou felt her stomach drop. She never sent those emails. At least, she didn't think she had. As the day went on, tension filled every corner of the ranch. Workers whispered near the stables. Lisa called, asking what she had heard about the deal falling apart. Even neighbors in Hudson were talking. Somehow the story had spread fast, and the version being told was not kind to Lou. It painted her as careless, too emotional, too eager to prove herself. For Lou, that was the hardest part. She had spent years trying to show everyone she could handle business decisions. She had fought to be taken seriously. And now, with one failed deal, it felt like everyone was ready to say, "We knew she couldn't do it." Later that evening, Amy found Lou sitting alone in the office. Papers were scattered across the desk. Lou's eyes were red, but she refused to cry. She told Amy she would fix it. She always did. But this time, her voice did not sound strong. It sounded tired. Amy asked one simple question. "Are you sure you didn't agree to anything without reading it carefully?" Lou froze. Not because she was guilty, but because even her own sister was unsure. In that moment, Lou realized something painful. The trust she thought was unbreakable had small cracks in it. Outside, the sun began to set. Nathan arrived at the ranch just as the sky turned orange. He had heard about the failed deal and came to help. To calm, he told Jack that these things happen in business. He said Lou probably just made a small mistake. Nothing serious. The way he said it sounded kind. But it also planted something deeper. The idea that Lou was at fault. Lou watched him from across the yard. Something about his timing felt strange. He had been involved in early talks about the deal. He knew the investor personally. And yet, he acted surprised by the outcome. That night, as everyone went to bed with heavy hearts, Lou stayed awake. She opened her laptop and searched her sent emails. She scrolled carefully, her hands shaking slightly, and then she saw them. Messages sent from her account agreeing to the new risky terms, but she did not remember writing them. Her breathing slowed. Her mind raced. Was she that stressed? Could she have made such a big mistake and forgotten? Or was something else going on? In the quiet darkness of the office, with only the screen lighting her face, Lou whispered to herself, "I didn't do this." The next morning at Heartland did not feel like a new day. It felt like a courtroom. No one said it out loud, but the air was heavy. It's like a decision had already been made. Lou walked into the kitchen, and the conversation stopped. Jack folded his newspaper. Amy avoided eye contact. It wasn't anger on their faces. It was doubt. And doubt can hurt more than shouting ever could. Before Lou could speak, Nathan stepped in. He came through the door with coffee for everyone, wearing that calm smile that made him look steady and reliable. He handed a cup to Jack first, then Amy. Last, he gave one to Lou. His voice was soft. "Tough week," he said. "But we'll figure it out." That word sounded supportive. But something about it felt wrong. Nathan began explaining the situation in simple terms. It's almost like he was protecting Lou while also correcting her. He told Jack that business deals can change quickly. He said sometimes people agree to things without fully understanding the risk. He did not say Lou was careless. He did not have to. The idea was already there. Amy asked about the emails. Nathan looked surprised, but only for a second. Then he nodded slowly. "I saw the updated terms," he said. "They were risky. I assumed Lou had decided to take a chance." Lou stared at him. "You assumed?" she asked quietly. Nathan kept his tone calm. He seemed confident. "I trusted your judgment," sounded kind, but it pushed the blame back onto her shoulders. Later that day, Nathan stayed close to the family. He walked the fence line with Jack, talking about backup plans. He told Amy he admired how strong she was during hard times. Every word he spoke made him look stable and thoughtful. Compared to Lou, who was stressed and emotional, Nathan looked like the voice of reason. That was the part that hurt Lou the most. He was not attacking her. He was not shouting. He was simply standing there, calm and helpful. While the weight of the failure pressed harder on her, by afternoon, Nathan offered a solution. He said he might be able to reconnect with the investor and smooth things over. But it may require admitting there was a mistake, he added gently. Admitting, Lou felt her chest tighten. If she admitted to something she did not do, she would be lying. But if she refused, she would look stubborn. Amy looked at her sister carefully. "Maybe it's better to take responsibility and move forward," she said. "Responsibility for what?" Lou wanted to scream. Instead, she nodded slowly. She felt outnumbered even in her own home. That evening, Nathan sat with Lou outside near the barn. The sky was gray, and the wind was quiet. He spoke softly, almost like he was comforting her. "People trust you here," he said. "But sometimes leaders make mistakes. Owning them makes you stronger." Lou searched his face for something, guilt maybe. But she saw nothing but steady confidence. Then he said something small. Something that did not seem important at first. "I noticed you left your laptop open the other night. You should be careful. Anyone could access it." Lou's heart skipped. She had left her laptop in the office 2 nights ago. Just for a few minutes. Long enough to grab a file from the printer. At the time, she did not think it mattered. Heartland was family. Safe. She looked at Nathan sharply. "Why would you say that?" He shrugged lightly. "Just a reminder. These days, you never know." Then he stood up and walked away, leaving Lou alone with the sound of the wind moving through the trees. His words replayed in her mind. Anyone could access it. Anyone, for the first time. Since the deal fell apart, Lou felt something stronger than sadness. She felt suspicion, and for the first time, she started to wonder if the mistake everyone blamed her for was never hers at all. By the 3rd day, the ranch felt divided. At Heartland, problems usually brought the family closer, but this time, it felt different. Conversations were shorter. Smiles were forced. And Lou could feel the quiet judgment hanging in the air. She stopped trying to defend herself. The more she explained, the more it sounded like excuses. So instead, she started watching. That morning, Amy was in the barn working with a nervous horse. Lou stood by the gate, trying to focus, but her mind kept replaying Nathan's words about the laptop. Anyone could access it. Why would he even think to say that? Then something small happened. Nathan walked into the barn holding his phone. He was talking quietly, not noticing Lou nearby. His voice was calm, but his words made her freeze. No, the emails were clear, he said. She agreed to the updated terms. That's what matters. Lou's breath caught. He turned slightly away when he saw her shadow on the wall and ended the call quickly. Too quickly. Everything okay? He asked, slipping his phone into his pocket. Lou forced a small nod. Who were you talking to? Just handling damage control, he replied smoothly. Trying to protect Heartland. Protect! That word felt strange coming from him. Later that afternoon, Lou went back to the office. She opened her laptop again and stared at the sent emails. She had already checked the content. But this time, she looked at something else, the timestamps. The first email agreeing to the new risky terms was sent at 11:43 p.m. Lou's eyes narrowed. At 11:43 p.m. that night, she had been at Maggie's with Amy and Jack. They were celebrating a small win with one of the horses. She remembered laughing. She remembered not touching her laptop at all. She quickly checked her phone gallery. There it was, a photo Amy had taken at 11:40 p.m. Lou was clearly in it, smiling, holding a slice of pie. Her hands started shaking, but not from fear. From clarity. If she was at Maggie's, she could not have sent that email from her laptop at Heartland. Unless someone else had. She checked the second email. Same night? Same late hour. Her chest tightened as she realized something even stranger. The writing style felt slightly off. The words were polite, but colder than how she usually wrote. Shorter sentences. No personal touch. It was her signature at the bottom copied perfectly, but the tone felt wrong. She heard footsteps behind her and quickly minimized the screen. It was Nathan. He leaned casually against the door frame. Still looking at those? He asked. At some point, you might have to accept what happened. Lou stood up slowly. Where were you 2 nights ago? Around midnight? Nathan blinked, just for a second. Then he smiled lightly. At home, I think. Why? I was at Maggie's, Lou said carefully. There are pictures. With timestamps, Nathan's expression did not change. But his eyes did. They became sharper. And, he asked, and the emails were sent at the same time. There was a long pause, the kind that feels louder than shouting. Nathan stepped further into the room. Lou, stress does strange things to memory. Maybe you drafted them earlier, and they sent automatically. Technology glitches all the time, said it so easily, so calmly, like he had already thought about that excuse. Lou felt the ground shift under her feet. For a moment, doubt tried to creep back in. Maybe it was a glitch. Maybe she had made some mistake without realizing. But then she remembered his exact words from the night before. Anyone could access it. That was not a random comment. That was a warning disguised as advice. Did you ever use my laptop? Lou asked directly. Nathan's jaw tightened, but only slightly. Why would I need to? He did not answer the question. He turned it around. Be careful, Lou, he added quietly. If you start accusing people without proof, you'll only make things worse. There it was, a threat hidden inside concern. After he left, Lou sat back down slowly. Her heart was racing now, not with fear, but with something stronger, determination. She opened the email settings and clicked on account activity. There was a login from a different device. Her eyes locked onto the unfamiliar device name. It was not her laptop, not her phone. The login happened just minutes before the emails were sent. Lou leaned back in her chair, staring at the screen. Someone had accessed her account, and the only person who seemed too prepared for every question was Nathan. For the first time since this nightmare began, Lou was not the one on trial anymore. Now, she was gathering evidence. By now, the tension at Heartland was no longer just about money. It was about trust. And trust was breaking faster than anyone wanted to admit. Lou didn't confront Nathan again right away. She knew he was careful. Too careful. If she pushed too hard without solid proof, he would twist the story and make her look unstable. So instead of reacting, she decided to do something he wouldn't expect. She acted defeated. That evening at dinner, Lou stayed quiet. When Jack talked about finding new funding, she nodded. When Amy suggested calling the investor to apologize, she didn't argue. And when Nathan gently said, "We all make mistakes," Lou simply looked down and whispered, "Maybe you're right." Nathan relaxed. It was small, but she saw it, the slight drop in his shoulders, the way his voice became softer. He thought she had accepted the blame. He thought the fight was over. That was exactly what she wanted him to believe. The next morning, Lou told Nathan she was planning to meet the investor in person. She said she would admit she handled things poorly and ask for one last chance. Nathan offered to come with her, but Lou shook her head. "I need to fix this myself," she said. Nathan studied her for a moment. Then he smiled. That's brave. But there was something behind his eyes. Something calculating. Instead of going to the investor right away, Lou made a different stop. She went to Maggie's and met Amy. She showed her the login activity from her email account. She showed her the strange device name. She showed her the timestamps that didn't match. Amy's face slowly changed from doubt to confusion. "This can't be real," Amy whispered. "It is," Lou replied. "And there's more." Lou explained that she had checked the ranch office Wi-Fi history. The unfamiliar device had connected to the network that same night. Just for 20 minutes. Late, quiet, hidden. Amy swallowed hard. "Are you saying I'm saying someone wanted me to take the fall?" Amy sat back in her chair. She didn't defend Nathan this time. She didn't tell Lou she was overthinking. Instead, she looked troubled, because deep down, Amy remembered something too. 2 nights ago, when they were leaving Maggie's, Nathan had said he forgot something at the ranch and would catch up later. He had gone back alone. The pieces were starting to move into place. But Lou wasn't done. That afternoon, she returned to the ranch and found Nathan in the barn. She approached him calmly. "I called the investor," she said. "He mentioned something interesting." Nathan looked up slowly. "He said he only trusted the changes because you personally confirmed them."
Silence.
The air between them felt heavy. Nathan recovered quickly. "Of course I confirmed them. I thought you wanted me to support your decision." Lou stepped closer. "You didn't just confirm them. You encouraged them." Nathan's expression didn't break, but his tone changed. It became firmer. "Careful, Lou." There it was again. Not anger. Not denial. A warning. Lou leaned in slightly. "Why were you at the ranch that night after we left Maggie's?" Nathan's jaw tightened this time. "I already told you. I forgot paperwork." "And you used the office Wi-Fi?" A long pause. He didn't answer immediately, and that silence said more than any words could. Then he did something unexpected. He smiled. "You're trying to trap me?" he said softly. Lou held his gaze. "Maybe," Nathan stepped closer, lowering his voice. "Even if I did access your laptop, can you prove I sent those emails? Can you prove I changed anything?" The confidence in his voice sent a chill down her spine because he was right about one thing. Suspicion was not proof, but Lou had not shown him everything yet. She pulled her phone from her pocket and opened a recording. "App, I don't need to prove it," she said quietly. "Not yet." Nathan's eyes flicked to the phone. "And what does that mean?" he asked. Lou's voice stayed steady. "It means I know you're lying." For the first time since this began, Nathan didn't look calm. He looked cornered. But instead of backing down, he did something even more dangerous. He laughed, and that laugh told Lou one clear thing. This wasn't just about one failed deal. This was about control, and Nathan was not planning to lose it easily. The storm rolled in just after sunset. At Heartland, storms were nothing new, but this one felt different. The wind was loud, the sky was dark, and inside the ranch house, the tension was even heavier than the clouds above. Lou had made a choice. She wasn't going to wait any more after her conversation with Nathan in the barn. She knew one thing clearly. He believed she had no real proof. He believed he was still in control, and that belief made him careless. That night, the whole family gathered in the living room. Jack wanted to discuss next steps for the ranch. Amy sat quietly on the couch, still thinking about everything Lou had shown her earlier. Nathan stood near the fireplace, calm as ever, like nothing could touch him. Lou stepped forward. "We need to talk about the emails," she said. The room went still. Nathan sighed softly, almost tired. "Lou, we've already been through this," she replied firmly. "We haven't." She looked at Jack first. "The emails were sent at 11:43 p.m. I was at Maggie's. There are photos. Time stamps. I couldn't have sent them." Jack frowned. "Are you sure about that?" "Yes," Lou said clearly. "And there's more. My account was accessed from another device that night." Amy slowly stood up. "She showed me the login history. It's real." Nathan stayed silent, watching carefully. Lou turned toward him. "You went back to the ranch that night, alone." "I told you. I forgot paperwork, and you connected to the office Wi-Fi." "That doesn't prove anything," he replied smoothly. Lou's heart was pounding, but her voice stayed steady. "No, but this might." She pulled out her phone and pressed play. The room filled with Nathan's voice from earlier in the barn. "Even if I did access your laptop, can you prove I sent those emails?" Silence crashed over the room. Jack's eyes widened slightly. Amy looked at Nathan in shock. Nathan's calm expression finally cracked. "That recording is taken out of context," he said quickly. "She was accusing me. I was defending myself." Lou didn't back down. "Why would you even suggest accessing my laptop if you didn't?" Nathan's breathing grew heavier. The storm outside thundered loudly, as if the sky itself was reacting. "You're twisting my words," he snapped. "No," Lou said quietly. "You twisted mine." Another flash of lightning lit up the room, and in that brief second everyone saw it, the anger in Nathan's face. Not confusion. Not hurt, anger. Jack stepped forward. "Nathan, did you send those emails?" The question hung in the air. Nathan looked around the room. He saw doubt in Amy's eyes now. He saw Jack's firm stance. He saw that Lou was no longer alone. For a moment, it seemed like he might confess, but instead, he chose a different path. "You're all making a mistake," he said coldly. "The investor trusted me because I